Just remember, little one, in life, there will always be struggle. Such is the nature of things. But in life, there is also hope and happiness.
Tai Kaliso was a well-respected gear who hailed from the Aroma Island in the South Islands. He descended from a long line of men who viewed themselves not just as fighters, but as warriors, which molded him into a warrior philosopher with a spiritual view of war. From a young age, Tai was taught how to hunt in the jungle, learning to move quickly and silently, which he then used in combat. 4 years before Emergence Day, during the Pendulum Wars, Tai's home of Aroma Island was attacked by the Union of Independent Republics. While the main tribal forces defended the village, Tai began stalking UIR squads and took them out silently one by one. He then grabbed an Indies weapon and shot 2 of the other squad members that were trying to attack him. After taking out the squad, Tai headed back to the village and was horrified to see that it had been destroyed by the UIR and everyone had been slaughtered. Determined to get revenge, Tai continued to lurk in the shadows and hunt down more UIR soldiers. During a rainstorm, Tai stalked a lone man and was preparing to shoot him with an arrow. This man was Marcus Phoenix. Marcus noticed Tai about to shoot him but then warned him not to. He then told Tai that he was from the Coalition of Ordered Governments and that they were fighting the UIR and trying to drive them out of the South Islands. He promised him that the COG would win the war and that he wanted Tai to be on the winning side, offering him a chance to become a gear. With his home being completely destroyed and his people dead, Tai accepted the offer. He then became a member of the 26th Royal Tyrant Infantry C Company 1 year later, which led to him fighting alongside Marcus and saving each other's lives during the Pendulum Wars, and served alongside each other several times during the Locust War. 14 years after Emergence Day, the assault on Landdown took place, which was a major battle during the Locust War and the beginning of Operation Hollow Storm. The plan for Operation Hollow Storm was to send gears into the Inner Hollow via grind lifts launched by assault derricks, targeting the Locusts who survived the light mass offensive. With Jacinto City sitting on nearly impenetrable bedrock of granite, the COG was forced to find the closest place nearby on the Jacinto Plateau that could allow gears to drill down into the Inner Hollow, which ended up being the city of Landdown, which has been occupied by the Locusts for many years. As Tai and his squad entered the area in their assault derrick, it was destroyed by tickers in the area, leaving Tai the only gear to come out alive. Tai then joined up with Marcus and Delta Squad and boarded Rig 314. As Delta Squad advanced into the city, they were met with an infestation of tickers and nemesis, but were able to fend them off and continued to make their way to the deployment zone. As emergence holes continued to surface all around the squad, Lieutenant Anya Stroud ordered Delta Squad to deploy immediately as the area was overrun and taking too many casualties. Marcus and Dom activated their grind lift while Tai and Carmine entered the other. However, before they could deploy, Scourge emerged onto Rig 314 with his dual chainsaw staff. Dizzy approached Scourge to allow Delta Squad to begin drilling. Marcus and Dom attempted to get out of the grind lift restraints to assist Dizzy but were unsuccessful. Tai then jumped off the grind lift and engaged Scourge in a chainsaw duel as Marcus, Dom, and Carmine deployed into the Inner Hollow. Tai managed to kick and melee Scourge, but Scourge was then able to catch Tai on his arm with his chainsaw staff, lifting him in the air and flipping him over. As he pressed his staff down on him, Tai told Dizzy to board the grind lift and drill down to the Inner Hollow. Dizzy reluctantly started drilling. Scourge then took Tai as prisoner. Along with many other gears, Tai was taken captive by the Locusts. They were led into the Hollow to be processed, which was the torture tactic used on humans. Tai was not killed by Scourge, but instead was personally tortured by him and other Locust drones. He was strung up on hooks by his bare skin and struck with metal whips repeatedly until he lost his sanity. Imprisoned on a beast barge, he was later found by Delta 1, brutally tortured with bleeding gouges and deep slashes all over his body and back from the processing. Marcus, being unaware of the mental toll that the torture had taken on him, he armed Tai with a Nasher shotgun and told him to join them. With the physical and mental trauma that Tai endured, he was beyond recovery. He then aimed the shotgun at his own head and pulled the trigger. Marcus tried to stop him as he turned back, but it was too late. Marcus then collected his COG tags, and his body was left on the barge as Delta moved deeper into the Hollow. The news of Tai's death and the circumstances surrounding it devastated the COG forces. Sometime after the Locust War had ended, Tai's name was inscribed onto a memorial wall placed outside of the Tomb of the Unknowns, alongside the names of other fallen gears in honor of their service and sacrifice, which is located across the street from the House of Sovereigns in Ephyra. Tai Kaliso's death symbolized the absolute psychological horror and brutality of the Locust methods that were used on their human victims, showing that even the strongest of warriors can be broken.